Hello guys, this is Louis from Casanova House of Dreamers, and this is a video rationale of the development process for the logo of Las Vegas Enforcers LVE. Las Vegas Enforcers is the only ECHL hockey organization team committed to bring back the spirit of the Enforcers to Las Vegas, Nevada. The spirit of the Enforcers is about family and community, and to bring back unity to the local community in a fearless and thrilling experience. The first part of this logo development process was to sketch 30 thumbnail sketches. One of the things that Las Vegas is mostly known for is casinos and gambling. The initial idea for this logo came from the Lucky 7 found on the slots machine. On the look and feel, the 777 was presented as a pattern. The ideation process started using that as a reference for the first thumbnail sketches. Since the beginning of the process, the decision of using the acronym LVE for the logo was established, allowing the development process to start off using the 7 as a reference. As you can see in the picture, the LVE is found on the 7, and probably most of the people are not able to see the letters on that number. The sketching process included a review of the competitor's logo to assure this logo falls under the same category and avoid designing a logo that do not fit well when put next to the others within the same category. On the left hand top corner, you can see most of the popular logo shape found on the document. This page also includes more logo variation as part of the thumbnail sketches. The idea of using a spade as a logo was contemplated, but I came to the realization that although it might have been a good design, it did not fit the brand's message because this brand is not about gambling and the client is not a casino. Some of these sketches including the acronym inside of a rink, which allowed the sketching process to continue its development. On this page, each letter of the team's name was put inside of a circle, and it was meant to be similar to the iconic Welcome to Las Vegas sign. That design pretended to be a combination between the hockey rink and the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. The next part of this process was to continue working on logo concepts. The idea was to continue working on the sketches, selecting the strongest logo concepts and refining them. After this step was done, the selection had to be narrowed down and select the 2 strongest logos out of those 16. From this page, the 2 logos selected were 1A and 4A. After selecting the 2 strongest logos, there was necessary to continue the refining process to have a clear and neat sketch with specifications, clear space, and size. After the sketch was refined, the process of vectorizing the sketch on Adobe Illustrator started, and these were the 6 different alternatives. The first logo needed some refinements on the letter L, and the stroke on the letter V was too thick. The decision of refining the lines on the single logo was to better communicate unity using this image as a reference. As you can see on this image, all the hands are together and facing the same direction. Having a logo with lines facing different directions did not communicate the brand's message properly. This markups page contains the information of the self-evaluation process to continue refining this logo and narrow down the ideas. The third logo is a good idea and is very different from the rest. However, the curved line on this logo makes the logo a too-soft approach and goes away from the intensity and nature of the hockey sport. On the fourth logo, the E did not connect the same way all the letters were connected on the other logos. The curve on the E does not communicate confidence either, and the E does not look like an E. The markups on this logo includes that the word enforcers is easier to read without putting it inside of a rink. This logo was the first one where the flame was incorporated as part of the logo to communicate the spirit of the enforcers. The L also has a curve that imitates the flame to create a connection between them two. The fifth logo communicates the fearless aspect of the players effectively, which gives a rigid and stiff feeling like the emotion caused when experiencing a hockey game. The markups on this logo are the fact of how the line of the V cuts the L in half, which helped me understanding that line should go in the back. This exercise of doing markups helped me identify these modifications for a more effective design. The logo number 6 mentioned the idea of changing the font to give more contrast and less width stroke. This example shows the difference on the flame filled with black versus just having the outline to be able to add color as suggested on the markup exercise. After showing this vector to a group of 15 people to get feedback, Their feedback was mostly on the lack of readability, and it created a confusion with the flame and the word gas, making them think it was a fuel company instead of a hockey team. The problem with the design on top was the audience was not able to read the brand's name. They were reading Las Gas instead of Las Vegas. That was the main problem with that design. The purpose of a logo is to identify the brand, and this design did not solve the problem. It created a different one. On the logo presented, the flame was eliminated, but since the flame is the spirit of the enforcers, and that flame represents that spirit, which was took from the ruby's tone meaning, I decided to add the flame back to the design. On this final logo, the decision of modifying the flame was an effort to add some sort of separation between the letters. The letters are together to represent the unity that the team is trying to convey, but with this modification, the flame is not on top of the E like it was before. On the previous version of the logo, Asgas was incorporated inside of the letter, which caused confusion on the audience. On the previous version of the logo, Asgas was incorporated inside of the letter, which caused confusion on the audience. That problem led me to make the decision of placing the Las Vegas next to the L to allow the viewer to read the text clearly. In these logos, the letters were strategically placed to go behind and in front of each other to add a sense of perspective and proportion. The lower part of the L goes behind of the V, and the top left of the corner of the V goes behind of the L, while the E is in front of the V.